Hey everybody, it's comedian Nima Williams, and this is another Quarantine Confessions. I'm going to light a little sage to get it started, line up my energy. Aho mataki I say. How y'all doing? First of all, I want to say thank you so much for the responses, the views, the shares, the likes, the inbox messages, asking me questions. I appreciate it, man. I think that people get that, this is not the easiest thing to talk about. And I'm a comedian. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm trying to really open up myself and tell people, some of the hurdles that I went through that has led me to not be as successful as I think possibly I should be. And I'm not bitter at all because anything that's ever happened to me in my life is 100% me doing it. My enemy is in the mirror, and I'm trying to come to terms with stuff. And I think that resonates with people right now because everyone's at some degree of forced isolation, and you really got to look at your life. Maybe your savings ain't where you thought they'd be, and now you're stuck in a situation where you're not going to work. The whole country's crumbling apart. We're being led by a complete fucking moron, and people are scared. So, I think it resonates with people, and I really appreciate that. So I'm going to continue to tell my stories about prison, about what led up to it, what led up to the drinking and the drugs, and kind of, letting my career slip between my fingers. It's not too late. I'm still coming back. I mean, it's not over until I'm dead. I really want to answer some questions that were DM'd to me, but it's getting kind of late. My son's tired as hell, and he can't go to sleep till I put him to bed. So I'm going to answer the questions tomorrow, but I just wanted to get on here and let people know, hey, I heard you, and I'm going to answer those questions. One of the questions I really want to answer is somebody asked me, how did I do less than 10 years on a death penalty case? And again, I couldn't be put to death. I could only be LWOP, life without parole. And the reason I did less than 10 years is because at that time, in 1992, there was some leniency in sentencing. First and foremost, I didn't shoot anybody in this case. And it was very clear to the judge and even the district attorney, who was trying to throw me under the prison. It was even clear to him by some of the things he said that, I didn't have any malice aforethought. I committed a crime with somebody that resulted in a murder. And this is the unfortunate reality of sentencing, especially mandatory minimum, which created what is anything after George Bush Sr. Mandatory minimum is whatever you're convicted of, you have to do a minimum time of sentencing for that conviction. And it's basically called California Felony Murder Rule. The easiest way to put that is if you go rob a gas station with your friend and you sit in the car and there was no discussion of murder, he just said, I'm going to go rob this store. You've agreed to go along with a crime that is a felony, robbery. If your friend, with no telling you, no conversation about it, shoots the clerk and he dies, then you sitting in the car, you're guilty of first degree murder. And that's California Felony Murder Rule. And if I'd have been convicted, especially in Bill Clinton era, because of the law Biden wrote, and I'm not saying nothing bad against Biden. I wanted Bernie Sanders, but Biden over Trump any day. So I don't want to put down Biden right now. I want people to vote for Biden. But he wrote a pretty harsh sentencing law for mandatory minimums, and I would have done definitely the rest of my life in prison. So there was some mitigating circumstances and some leniency in sentencing that saved my life, and an amazing judge named Marty Jenkins, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Because, again, I'm tired, and I just want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all, and I'm here to help fill the time. I do want to tell a funny story real quick, get this out real quick so it's not too long. But I posted a Throwback Thursday yesterday, and it was of me, A.G. White, Darren Carter, Doug Williams, and Yul Spencer. And I remembered why we were in that picture, because I hadn't seen that picture in probably 15 years. It was an actual photograph sitting in a bag somewhere in a closet. And it's a whole different experience when you touch a photograph and you remember the moment that picture was taken. It's a different experience than a digital image, because you get to take 50 of them until you get the right one. But when you take a picture with a camera, you're not going to see it till it's developed. And then when you see it again in a pile somewhere, you're like, yo, I remember this minute. So I remembered why we were in New Orleans, and I thought it was a funny story about how damn hungry I was back then and how much I wanted stage time, because all comedians feel like that. Right now, I would do anything to get on stage right now. So me, A.G. White, and Darren Carter went down to New Orleans to do a sketch for the taping of Comic View All-Stars. It was some kind of special they were doing in New Orleans. Comic View All-Stars, and I think, Arnez J was on it, Tony Roberts, a bunch of comedians were on it, monster comedians. Comic View All Stars. I'd only been doing comedy a couple years. I've only done like 2 Comic Views anyway, but I ended up doing them every year. So I was down there shooting a sketch, and the crowd was fire, man. The crowd was fire. And Tony Roberts was on stage, and he was my roommate at the time. And he was murdering this crowd. For some reason, that year, Comic View decided to have male strippers in between the comedians. So they got 5 male strippers in between the comedians. And all the comedians are dudes when they come out. So Tony Roberts comes out, and he mimics the strippers and starts stripping. And that shit damn near got a standing ovation when he came out. So he's murdering it. I'm kind of jealous. That's my roommate up there killing it. I'm like, man, I want a piece of that. So I was so hungry and just so naive to the politics. I went out to the back of the trailer where Shelley Brown was, Jim Brown's daughter. Amazing man. Shelley Brown was in the back, and she was watching the footage. And I had already done the sketch. That was over with. It was me, A.G. White, and Darren Carter being Secret Service for Darren Carter's impression of Bill Clinton. So I go in the back, I knock on the trailer, and I'm like, Shelley, can I get 5 minutes? And I asked for a guest spot on a TV show. And I think she just was like surprised at my boldness. And she said, yeah, go ahead, get 5 minutes. So she put me up to do 5 minutes. Keep in mind, I'm doing it for free. I'm wasting the material I would have. I didn't even know it was going to air or not, but you're not supposed to be just doing TV spots for free. And this is not something I learned until later in the game. So I went up and did 5 minutes, and I didn't have any material because I'd already used it up on Comic View, which happened a few more times on Comic View. I bombed a couple times trying to wing it, but it worked out for me this time. And I did good. I kind of killed, and they aired it. So just like that, I became a Comic View All-Star. I just became a Comic View All-Star. It was just more weight on my shoulders because I only had 2 years in. I only had like 15, 20 minutes. And now I got 2 seasons of Comic View. I'm a Comic View All-Star. People are trying to book me to headline. It was it was crazy. But the thing that was so beautiful about that story is, man, I was so hungry, and I wish I could get that hunger back. I want it. I think being taken away from comedy has made that hunger so strong. It's almost like we all gonna come back out like New Jacks and just want to demolish the stage and get all the stage time we can get. Because I would do anything to get on stage right now. I mean, I really would. And I regret that I was not a dude that went out as much as I should have. You know, I became very agoraphobic, and I just didn't like going out, man. No more, man. I promise when we get off of this, I am going to be at every stage, every night. Peace and love, man. Love each other, man. Stay safe out there. Thanks for listening. I promise tomorrow we're going to get back on some heavy topic stuff. It just takes a lot out of me to even talk about that stuff, but I need to continue because I think it's a great story. I think it can help people. I think it can help people understand juvenile justice, help people understand why people who are really not bad people get in situations where they do on the surface what looks like horrible things and then go through horrible experiences and still have to remain their humanity, retain their humanity and remain human. So again, man, we're in a crazy time right now, so be good to each other, man. Be safe out there. If you go out, man, wear a mask. Try not to go out, but if you go out, wear a mask, man. I got a dope mask from Free Weight Fit. Designer, Supreme, Louis Vuitton. It is killing them. $10, man. Can't beat the deal. Buy something before the price goes up. Very thick, very sturdy, and extremely comfortable the way the design is sewn. It gives you room for the nose so it doesn't press your face. And it's just an amazing purchase. I appreciate y'all. Be safe. Love each other. Stay inside and keep growing. Love y'all. Peace. Nima Williams.